Bitcoin is coming closer and closer to a huge apex on the daily time frame, so this is my final warning. The CME gap of last weekend is still open, and there are a lot of other interesting informations which I want to show you in this video. There's a lot of news coming in, and especially with MicroStrategy again, I will have a look at the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs, and later in the video I will also have a look at the two altcoins, FetchAI and Solana. But about that later in the video, so you want to watch this video all the way to the end. Please like the video because it will be highly appreciated by me and it will help my channel a lot. Also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, let's dive right into the charts. On the daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is currently coming to a huge apex. We're seeing on this lower side support, a huge trendline support unfolding. We see multiple touch points here on the lower side, and on the top side we can see multiple touch points as resistance. And eventually the price of Bitcoin is getting squeezed into this huge apex, and we are seeing this price consolidation for Bitcoin happening. So we are either going to see a huge break to the top side or a break to the downside, which will lead us to bearish targets. And if we're going to see a bearish break, I'm going to aim for the lower side of this formation, and that will bring Bitcoin all the way back to the $87,000. This will be of course the bearish scenario, but I'm hoping that Bitcoin is going to see a huge continuation of the bullish uptrend, that we're going to see a continuation of the uptrend to the top side, and that we're going to see a break. And if we can confirm the break to the top side, I'm going to wait for a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and from here I'm going to enter the market for Bitcoin in a long, and then I'm going to aim for the higher side of this formation, which will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will bring Bitcoin all the way to the $108,000. So this could be the very bullish scenario for Bitcoin that could occur in the coming days or weeks. So the apex is coming closer, so we will likely see a huge breakout in this week, because Bitcoin always tends to break before the apex is getting reached. The apex will be around here, that will be around the last days of February, but currently we are at the 19th of February, so let's see if Bitcoin can already force a break to the top side, because there's a lot of bullish news. And if we have a look at the S&P 500, we can see that the S&P 500 created a new all-time high, and this is looking very bullish. And most of the times we can see that this chart is always in an up-only mode. So let's see if Bitcoin can follow its footsteps, because the markets are looking very good, and we can see this uptrend unfolding, and this means that Bitcoin could likely follow its footsteps of the S&P 500. And zooming all the way into the 50-minute time frame, we can see that Bitcoin still opened has still opened the CME gap around the $97,456. So currently we can see that Bitcoin saw a little bit of a decline in the end of Sunday, and now we are seeing more downside. So this bearish trend needs to be coming to an end, and we can already see that we're creating lower lows and lower highs, but now we are trying to create a higher low. So let's see if Bitcoin can create a higher high on the chart as well, and that we can maybe see a close of the gap. And if we can come all the way back to the $97,000, we could potentially also see a breakout on that daily chart where the apex was getting reached. So this could all happen in the coming days, and maybe we could already see a close of this gap today. And if we have a look at the Bitcoin ETFs of yesterday, we can see that we saw a little bit of a bearish day, because we saw an outflow of $60.7 million. We can see that BlackRock was buying, but we can also see that the Fidelity and the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF were selling. All the other ETFs weren't selling or buying, so this was having a little bit of a bearish effect on the markets. And as we can see, the total cumulative inflow is still above the $40 billion. So let's see if we can stay above this level, and if the rest of the week can be a little bit more bullish for Bitcoin. And also the Ethereum ETF saw a little bit of a bullish day yesterday. We saw an inflow of $4.6 million, and this was all because the Fidelity Ethereum ETF was buying, and all the other ETFs weren't buying or selling. So in total we are above the $3 billion in Ethereum ETF flow. So this is also very bullish, and let's see if the rest of the week can be bullish as well for the Ethereum ETF. And zooming into the 4-hour chart, we can see that Bitcoin is creating this huge falling wedge formation, and this falling wedge formation is a typical bullish bias pattern, because it tends to break to the top side. On the top side we can see a lot of resistance coming into the market, and on the lower side we can see multiple touch points as support. And after this huge consolidation to the downside, a falling wedge formation most likely will break out to the top side and then create more top side continuation. So if this falling wedge formation is going to break out to the top side, we could potentially also see a breakout of this huge formation on the daily time frame, which I talked about earlier in my video. So So for now, Bitcoin is currently bouncing from the lower side because yesterday we saw a huge decline and also Bitcoin repaired itself, and we're now looking for more topside in the coming day. So this is looking actually very bullish. So let's see if Bitcoin can close the gap and on the CME and also come to this higher side of this resistance and finally force a break to the top side and then create a huge impulse for the next leg up. And of course, the top side of this formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will bring Bitcoin to the back to the $100,000. So this formation could also break today, and this could be the next start of the big impulse for Bitcoin. And yesterday in my video I talked about this huge formation on the 4-hour time frame. We saw multiple touch points here on the top side as resistance, and also on the lower side we could see this huge support area coming into play, and this horizontal support was looking very strong. First, some weeks ago we fell below it, then we saw a huge resistance, but finally we broke out. We saw multiple touch points here as support, and yesterday we saw a huge fake out for Bitcoin because first we fell below it and then we saw a huge V-shaped recovery, and now we're coming back above this support. So this is looking actually very strong, and this was just a wick to exhaust the sellers and the traders. So this was a little bit of a long squeeze, and now we're coming back up. So let's see if Bitcoin can come back to this resistance area. That will bring Bitcoin all the way back to the $97,000, and then we can maybe see a close of the CME gap. And of course we want to see a break to the top side and then a continuation of the bullish uptrend. So if we can confirm the break to the top side, I'm going to wait for a retest of the resistance to test it as support. From here I'm going to enter the market and aim for this higher side resistance, and this will be confluent with the breakout target of this formation, which will be around the $100,000. So yeah, this could be the next leg up for Bitcoin, and I'm going to wait for confirmation of the break and then I'm going to trade. But of course a bear scenario is also possible, that we're going to see break below this level, retest of the support to test it as resistance, and then we have to aim for lower targets. But as I said, we are now coming again above this support level, so I think we will see a bounce to the top side and that we're going to visit this resistance level. So let me know in the comments, do you think this formation will break out bullish, or do you think that we will see a bearish breakdown? And yesterday we had some very interesting news coming in, and that was that Michael Saylor posted on X that he didn't sell any shares of MicroStrategy, and also he didn't buy any Bitcoin, but he is saying that he holds 478,740 Bitcoin, and in total they bought it for 31.1 billion at an average price of $65,000 per Bitcoin. So in the coming days he will most likely be buying more Bitcoin because he is announcing that he proposed a private offering of $2 billion of convertible senior notes to buy more Bitcoin, and this could also have a little bit of a push on the market. So of course this is very bullish for the Bitcoin price in the coming days. So most likely we will see a price impulse for Bitcoin because Michael Saylor will buy more Bitcoin, and he will buy almost for $2 billion in total. And looking at the daily chart, we can also see that Bitcoin broke above this huge resistance area. We now see multiple touch points here as support, and also yesterday we bounced once again from this beautiful support. So this was looking very strong, and you could have entered the market from this bullish retest. So let's see if Bitcoin can now see a little bit of a bottom, come back to this huge horizontal resistance, because in the past we can see a lot of resistance coming into the market, then we flipped it into support, but we also fell below it again, and now we are looking for to regain to this level. And let's see if Bitcoin can come back to this level at first. Then we need to see a break to the top side, but we can also see a rejection from this level, of course. So this could be the next move for Bitcoin in the coming days, and this could also bring back Bitcoin to this level. And if we're going to see a retest of this resistance, that would mean that Bitcoin comes all the way back to the $100,000, $101,000 actually. So this looks very beautiful. And on the higher time frame, we can also see that Bitcoin is still in this bullish uptrend. We are creating higher highs and also higher lows. So let's see if Bitcoin can continue this bullish uptrend. And if we're going to create a higher high, that means that we're also going to create an all-time high. So this could be the next move for Bitcoin in the coming days. And as I said, this is my final warning for Bitcoin. And the first altcoin I want to have a look at is Solana. We can see that Solana was in this huge consolidation formation, and this huge triangle was coming to a price squeeze. We saw a huge breakout to the top side. We created an all-time high. After that we created another all-time high, but first we saw a bullish retest of this previous resistance to test it as support, and now we're coming back again to this level. So again we are seeing a beautiful retest of this level. So at this price, I'm going to buy more Solana for the long term, because this previous resistance was turned into support, and this support is holding strong for now. So I expect that Solana can see a little bit of a bounce to the top side, and of course we want to see this next all-time high getting reached. And also, if we have a look at another chart for Solana on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that this trendline resistance is coming into play. We see multiple touch points here as resistance. So let's see if Solana can come back to this resistance and finally break to the top side and create more bullish sentiment. So if we're going to see a break to the top side of this formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will bring Solana all the way back to the $270. And of course, this could be the next move for Solana to make. So let me know in the comments, do you still hold Solana in your portfolio, and do you think the price of Solana can reach the $500 in 2025? And the next altcoin I want to have a look at is FetchAI. I've been talking about FetchAI for quite some time in my latest videos, and we can see a huge falling wedge was occurring last year. We finally saw a breakout to the top side. Then we can see this huge horizontal levels were getting respected very carefully, but we also see that FetchAI was breaking below a lot of levels, so this was actually looking very bearish. And currently we are at the lower side of this formation, so I have to paint all these levels red because we're now turning these levels into resistance. And as we can see here, in the past, a lot of price interactions around this level. So currently we are coming back to this support level, and at this huge support level I'm going to buy more fetch for the long term, because I think this is a very important level, and eventually we will see a bounce to the top side and a huge reversal for FetchAI. So currently we are at this huge support, so let's see if Fetch can come back to this resistance area that could bring Fetch all the way above the $1 again, and then we need to see more topside continuation, because in the last months we are seeing a little bit of a downtrend unfold. So we want to see more topside, and that we can see that staircase to the top side again with higher highs and higher lows. And also let me know in the comments, do you still hold FetchAI in your portfolio, and are you still bullish on FetchAI in 2025? So again, please like the video if you think it was useful. In the description under this video you can find a link to my free Telegram group where I analyze Bitcoin more in depth. You can also follow me on my Twitter channel where I analyze more altcoins, and you can always ask for an altcoins that are going to chart. So with that being said, I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.